Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I request you all to watch the video till end. Disclaimer to all viewers. In this video, we are going to provide the facts of the leader of volunteers organization of former Hyderabad state in India. Source of the information is shown on the screen. If you have any doubt, you can verify it from the sources. Content of this video are the following: military action on Hyderabad state in September 1948, leader of volunteers organization addressing to his volunteers, end of Operation Polo on Hyderabad state. Arrest of the leader of volunteers organization on September 18, 1948, VP Menon, who was the administrative architect of the modern Indian state, who brought numerous princely states together into the Indian Union, meets Kasim Razvi in jail. Pandit Sunderlal committee report about the leader of volunteers organization. Chief Minister of Hyderabad state met the Kasim Razvi in jail. Letter of Prime Minister Nehru to Lord Mountbatten about the arrest of Kasim Razvi. High Court judgment against the leader of volunteers organization. Editor-in-Chief's article on Operation Polo Massacre. Operation Polo was launched on the 12th of September 1948. Leader of volunteers organization addressing to his volunteers. You can now hear the original voice of Kasim Razvi.
People of the world, we have been attacked by India because we just wanted to live free. Hyderabad can solve the minority problem of the subcontinent if only you wish. Otherwise, we in millions will just die with honor rather than submit and die an ignoble death.
Leader of volunteers organization also delivered a speech on the 13th of September to his volunteers. Avoid killing of women, avoid killing of children, not to touch members of the other community. Avoid killing of non-combatants of enemy force. After the fall of Hyderabad state, Kasim Razvi was offered to be lifted to Pakistan by the Lancaster plane of Sydney Cotton. Prime Minister Mir Lake Ali requested him to flew away. Leader of volunteers organization refused to flew away from Hyderabad. He went to Deccan Radio and delivered a speech on radio. He said, "There are rumors that I left Hyderabad through plane. I am here with you, and will die with you. Please accept God's will." After the speech, he left radio station. On the evening of 17th September 1948, Nizam of Hyderabad went to Deccan Radio for the first time to broadcast a message drafted and crafted by K.M. Munshi, Agent General of India at Hyderabad. The main feature of the broadcast was that the Nizam Hyderabad had announced his instructions to the Hyderabad delegation to withdraw the application of Hyderabad case from United Nations Security Council. Kasim Razvi, leader of volunteers organization, was arrested on 18th of September 1948 by the military government. 3 cases were filed against the leader of volunteers organization in the lower court. First case was the Muslim journalist murder case. Second case was the Christian named Alan murder case. Third case was the Bibi Nagar dacoity case. That's all. No more cases against the leader of volunteers organization. After the end of military operation on Hyderabad state, VP Menon, who was the administrative architect of the modern Indian state, was sent to Hyderabad city. He expressed his desire to meet Kasim Razvi in jail. Military governor took him to jail, where VP Menon told the governor that he will meet the volunteers leader alone. Kasim Razvi was surprised when VP Menon entered his jail barrack. VP Menon greeted Kasim Razvi. Kasim Razvi never expected that VP Menon would shake hand with him. VP Menon said to Kasim Razvi, "Did I not tell you when you met me in Delhi that you would land yourself in this difficult and embarrassing situation?" Then Kasim Razvi looked miserable in appearance. Leader of volunteers told VP Menon that he had great plans for communal peace in South India. Menon replied he had seen enough of the results of those plans. At the end of meeting, VP Menon asked Kasim Razvi whether he was well looked after and whether he need any particular facilities which would be given to him. Kasim Razvi assured him that he did not want anything. Pandit Sunderlal Committee Report. Official report on the massacre during and after Operation Polo. Pandit Sunderlal, who was the senior Congress leader and also the freedom fighter. In his detailed report, he listed all the atrocities before and after the Operation Polo. In this report, there is no details of innocent killings by Kasim Razvi. In fact, he mentioned leader of volunteers in the page 3, which you can see on screen. Please pause the video and read the details. With the reference of the book of Zawal Hyderabad and police action, Chief Minister of Hyderabad State, B. Ramakrishna Rao and Home Minister Digambar Rao Bandhu met Kasim Razvi in jail, offering him early release from jail with a condition to leave the country immediately. Kasim Razvi politely declined the offer. With the reference to below website of Nehru selected work, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru wrote a letter to Lord Mountbatten regarding the arrest of Kasim Razvi. Prime Minister said Kasim Razvi was arrested on murder case of Muslim journalist. Please pause the video and read the letter. Out of the 3 cases against the leader of Volunteers Organization, Government Withdraw Alland murder case, Tribunal in its judgment delivered on 10th of September, 1950. 7 years of imprisonment in Bibi Nagar dacoity case, and life sentence in Muslim journalist murder case. An appeal was filed in High Court. In its judgment, High Court quashed the life sentence, and upheld the 7 years of imprisonment. Kasim Razvi appealed to Supreme Court of India. The appeal was dismissed on the 19th of January 1953. Please pause the video to read the details. Former Army captain and historian, Pandu Ranga Reddy said in an interview and also in public meeting, there was a propaganda to blame former Hyderabad massacres for atrocities as a cause of military attack. Please listen what he said about the fake massacres.
इसके बाद पहले क्या था हैदराबाद को कैसा भी कब्जा करना बल्कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया फिर क्या करना हैदराबाद वालों को बदनाम करना हैदराबाद वाले वायलेंस करता हिंदुओं पर हमला करना ऐसा उस वक्त अकोला अभी भी है अकोला सदर प्रोविंस महाराष्ट्र में अकोला जिला उस सुपर टफ पुलिस उस वक्त गौ ससलिया इतना नाइंसाफ हुआ पर्टिकुलरली हैदराबाद और हैदराबाद मुस्लिम ये बोले तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट किया था उन्हें ओल्ड पीपल मैंने नहीं चाहिए present generation should know that what injustices have been what are meted out to them how they have been depicted as what are traitors of India in the name of the cause. That was the message I wanted to give. This is the paper. Then ये लोग क्या है? अकोला सुपर है, कुछ की अभी भी जिंदा है. रहने दे लोग. आपका होमगार्ड पुलिस जो है अकोला में गाड़ी बनाओ, रजाकार के जैसा रस बनाओ, साथी तरीके से हैदराबाद अंदर जाके लूटो, औरत को घेर करो, फिर आओ, फिर प्रेस को लेके जाओ. जो गड़बड़ हुआ मुसलमान रजाकार हिंदुओं को पता है ये है पुलिस का बहुत लिखा है एक किताब में. I did not believe it. I went to Bombay. Then I realized yes. वाले रजाकार का ड्रेस लगा के हैदराबाद जाके घूम करके बाहर गए और फिर कौन किया बोले तो हैदराबाद कासिम राजवी का रजाकार हैदराबाद को बदनाम करना फर्स्ट, उसके बाद वो अटैक करना। ये है पोलो के नाम। मेरे पास ओरिजिनल डॉक्यूमेंट है, मैंने लेके आया हूं। और नंबर 2 इसको करने के लिए ये लोग क्या है।
Kasim Razvi was released from Yerwada jail, Pune, on the 11th of September, 1957. On the 12th of September, 1957, he reached Hyderabad city. On the 18th of September, 1957, he left Hyderabad city. The next day he reached Karachi, where he lived till death. Kasim Razvi died on 15th of January 1970 in the city of Karachi in Pakistan. Hyderabad 1948, India's hidden massacre. In September and October 1948, soon after independence from the British Empire, tens of thousands of people were brutally slaughtered in central India. Some were lined up and shot by Indian Army soldiers. Yet a government-commissioned report into what happened was never published, and few in India know about the massacre. Critics have accused successive Indian governments of continuing a cover-up. The massacres took place a year after the violence of partition in what was then Hyderabad state, in the heart of India. It was one of 500 princely states that had enjoyed autonomy under British colonial rule. Renowned journalist Swaminathan S. Anklesarya Aiyyar's article on Hyderabad 1948 massacre. The Gujarat election will revive charges that Narendra Modi killed 1,000 Muslims in the 2002 Gujarat riots, with the BJP accusing Rajiv Gandhi of killing 3,000 Sikhs in the 1984 Delhi riots. To get a sense of perspective, I did some research on communal riots in past decades. I was astounded to find that the greatest communal slaughter occurred under neither Modi nor Rajiv but Nehru. His takeover of Hyderabad in 1948 caused maybe 50,000 to 200,000 deaths. The Sunderlal report on this massacre has been kept an official secret for over 60 years. While other princes acceded to either India or Pakistan in 1947, the Nizam of Hyderabad aimed to remain independent. This was complicated by a Marxist uprising. The Nizam's Islamic militia, the Razakars, killed and raped many Hindus. This incensed Sardar Patel and Nehru, who ordered the army into Hyderabad. The army's swift victory led to revenge killings and rapes by Hindus on an unprecedented scale. Civil rights activist A.G. Noorani has cited Professor Cantwell Smith, a critic of Jinnah, in the Middle Eastern Journal, 1950. The only careful report on what happened in this period was made a few months later by investigators, including a Congress Muslim and a sympathetic and admired Hindu, Professor Sunderlal. Commissioned by the Indian government. The report was submitted but has not been published. Presumably it makes unpleasant reading. It is widely held that the figure mentioned therein for the number of Muslims massacred is 50,000. Other estimates by responsible observers run as high as 200,000. A lower but still horrific estimate comes from UCLA professor Perry Anderson. When the Indian Army took over Hyderabad, massive Hindu pogroms against the Muslim population broke out, aided and abetted by its regulars. On learning something of them, the figurehead Muslim congressman in Delhi, Maulana Azad, then Minister of Education, prevailed on Nehru to let a team investigate. It reported that at a conservative estimate between 27,000 and 40,000 Muslims had been slaughtered in the space of a few weeks after the Indian takeover. This was the largest single massacre in the history of the Indian Union, dwarfing the killings by the Pathan raiders en route to Srinagar, which India has ever since used as the casus belli for its annexation of Kashmir. Nehru, on proclaiming Indian victory in Hyderabad, had announced that not a single communal incident marred the triumph. What action did he take on receiving the report? He suppressed it, and at Patel's urging cancelled the appointment of one of its authors as ambassador in the Middle East. No word about the pogroms, in which his own troops had taken eager part, could be allowed to leak out. 20 years later, when news of the report finally surfaced, his daughter banned the publication of the document as injurious to national interests. Perry Anderson is accused by some of anti-Indian bias. This cannot be said of author William Dalrymple. In The Age of Kali, Dalrymple says the Sunderlal report has been leaked and published abroad, and estimates that as many as 200,000 Hyderabadi Muslims were slaughtered. Our textbooks and TV programs show Sardar Patel and Nehru as demigods who created a unified India. The truth is more sordid. You will not find any mention of the Hyderabad massacre in our standard history books, just as Pakistani textbooks have deleted reference to the East Pakistan massacre of 1971. The airbrushing of Patel and Nehru is complete. My friends ask, why rake up the 1948 horrors now? You sound like an apologist for Modi's killings of 2002. I can only say that the killings of 1948 cannot possibly justify the killings of 2002, or 1984, or any others. I can only say that the killings of 1948 cannot possibly justify the killings of 2002, or 1984, or any others. Modi has blood on his hands, whether or not he was directly culpable. But why pretend that others had spotlessly clean hands? There is a macabre logic in the praises Modi has recently heaped on Patel. The two were not entirely dissimilar. Nations need to acknowledge their past errors in order to avoid them in the future. Germany acknowledged the horrors of fascism and militarism, and this helped it build a new anti-war society focused on human rights. Something is terribly wrong when Indian citizens are kept in dark about the biggest pogroms since independence, even after foreign sources have lifted the lid. India's jihadi press is fully aware of the 1948 massacre, and projects its censorship as evidence of Hindu oppression. This is not how a liberal democracy should function. India cannot become a truly unified nation on the basis of suppressed reports and sanitized textbooks. The Sunderlal report must be made public. This video ends now. Thank you for watching the video.